Hello. So in this video we'll see the difference between Gen 5 and Gen 6 nodes. So the major difference between Gen 5 and Gen 6 was on the hardware part, where Gen 5 had a node with hardware, RAM and the other physical stuffs into a single rack unit, and whereas Gen 6 had a different chassis model where it had 4U chassis which can hold up to 4 nodes into a single chassis. So in Gen 5 we had 1U, 2U and 4U models of nodes, whereas in Gen 6 we came with 4U chassis where it can hold 4 nodes of the same model to form a cluster. So in Gen 5 we need minimum of 3 nodes to form a cluster of same model. Let's say if you have X series, then you will need 3 X series node to form a cluster, and in Gen 5 you will need 4 of same order to form a cluster, and in Gen 5 you can scale up to 144 nodes in a single cluster. That is, a single cluster can have maximum of 144 nodes, and in Gen 6 you can scale up to 252 nodes. So the next question that you have would be, can we mix and match the series of nodes? The answer to that is yes, you can. So you can mix X series, NL series and S series into a single cluster. So to do that you will need minimum of 3 nodes in all the models. Let's say you have 3 X series nodes in a cluster and you want to bring in a new NL series to that cluster, then you will need minimum of 3 nodes at the first addition. After that you can scale with minimum of 1 node. So this is the rule to form a cluster. And on the Invi Band there is no change on Gen 5 and Gen 6. It has 2 Invi Band switches, and on the front end ports there is a change. In Gen 5 you have 4 front end ports, which are 2 with 10 gigs and 2 with 1 gigs, and in Gen 6 you have 2 with 1 gigs and another 2 with 10 gig or 40 gig. They have increased the gigs bandwidth on the Ethernet switches, the ports. So the main advantage of Gen 6 is that they have reduced the rack footprint. So when you have the 4 nodes in a single chassis, that will be consuming less space when compared to a Gen 5 node. So the main good advantage of Gen 6 is that they have reduced the rack footprint. And in Gen 6 when you want to add a new node, you will need to add it with the pairs. You cannot add one particular node, you will need to add 2 as they are scaled with node pairs. So we'll be seeing that in detail in upcoming videos.